morning, good afternoon, and good evening, no matter where you are in the world. I know a lot of people watch these presentations at different times in the course of their day. I'm in a very special place. I'm in the Central Texas Department of Veterans Affairs outpatient facility. I've come in here today to register, and it's quite windy. It's 93 degrees today in Austin, and a little bit warmer than it's a 93 that wasn't a 93 yesterday. Yesterday was 93, but it didn't feel like 93. It was more about 83. Today's a 93 that is actually a 93. Little or no cloud cover, bright sun, a very nice breeze, but at the same time it feels like 93 degrees. Without further ado, or do, or whatever it is, I want to talk to you about some items of interest that really jumped out at me today, and I think you'll find them interesting as I do. If you're following these presentations, you must be a lover of history. History is something else. It's just amazing what has happened and has yet to happen, I guess. In 1903, the first Ford Motor Company produced its first vehicle, the Model A. 5 years later, it produced the more famous Model T, and that was in 1903. In 1967, there was a riot at an illegal drinking establishment in Detroit, 1967, that produced riots. The police raided an illegal drinking establishment in 1967, and the riots lasted for 5 days. Is that right? 5 days. And they say this event was the precursor, or what started the Black Power movement in the United States. I guess it was a heavy-handed raid, and what an illegal drinking establishment is, it's called an after-hours club. And what an after-hours club is, it's serving alcohol without a license. The common term for it today is after-hours club, and when the regular bars closed down, that was a big engine, but it wasn't a very loud engine, which is nice. When the bars closed down, then these after-hours open up and serve until, I don't know, whenever they feel like stop serving. And they are illegal, but they are very common in all major cities and towns. Wherever you live, you can find an after hours. And that happened in 1967, a heavy-handed raid on an illegal drinking establishment. In 1999, I gotta hand it to this woman. This is my hero. I'd like to meet this woman. I'd like to meet this woman today and shake her hand. Her name is Eileen Collins. And Eileen Collins is the first woman to command a space shuttle mission. She's also the first space shuttle pilot or astronaut. She was the first one to fly big engine. Not terribly big, but big enough. She was the first female to pilot, to command. It would be like the captain on your flight of the space shuttle Columbia. She was the first. 1999. Don't get me started. She's got awards up the yin yang. So many different awards, flight awards, congressional awards, White House awards, America awards, NASA awards, you name it, she's got awards. You'll have to Google her yourself to get her whole resume. It's just truly truly amazing. She was C-141 transport pilot. She was a fighter jet pilot trainer. She's got mathematics degrees. She's got aeronautical degrees. She is just unbelievable. And she was the first, later on in her career, she was the first shuttle pilot commander to go up after the Columbia tragedy. My diction is a tragedy. She was the first pilot to go up after that terrible, and she did a maneuver. Let me just write it. She did an R-bar pitch maneuver. R-bar pitch maneuver, or in layman's term, a backflip. And she had to fly the space shuttle past the International Space Station and do a backflip so that the people on the space station could examine the tiles on the bottom of the space shuttle, being the fact that they had some tiles on an earlier disaster that came loose or what have you, and caused the Space Shuttle Columbia to disintegrate on re-entry. So she was the first pilot. No one has ever done a maneuver like that before. She was the first one to ever do a maneuver like that. A belly flip. A backflip, I'm sorry, not a belly flip. A backflip. It's a wonder anybody watches this channel. I'm telling you, I want to apologize for me just butchering everything, but I hope you're getting the point of the greatness of this astronaut. She did a backflip on a space shuttle so they could examine the bottom to see that there was no damage, because that's what happened to Columbia. She spent 38 total days in space, 8 hours and 20 minutes. 38 days, 8 hours and 20 minutes in outer space. And she was the first commander after the Columbia disaster. I'm having trouble with the word God. I'm having trouble with the word tragedy today. In 2003, that's when she took that flight. There was a 2-year where NASA grounded all the space shuttles so that they could, and she was instrumental in some of the research, some of the upgrades, some of the technical things that had to take place before the space program or the space shuttle program could fly again. And she was the first one. And she was ready to go. She was asked if she was ready to go, if she was nervous, and she said, "I am ready to go. The systems are ready to go, and I am ready to go." What a, you talk about people bad-mouthing women. This woman has done more than most men do in their entire lifetimes. My God, so intelligent, so intelligent. And then yeah, so she went up and did that belly flip. Is that what it is? Backflip, not belly flip, backflip, because she showed the belly of the space shuttle. Wow, I'm really having trouble with this presentation. I want to apologize 100 times. I wish I could all send you a $100 bill. So she took this special flight. The Columbia accident happened in 2003. They stood down for 2 years, and in July 26th of 2005, she was the first one back up into space after that terrible, terrible, terrible event. And she retired on May 1st, 2006. She's 65 years young today. She was born in 1956, and now she sits on various boards of Fortune 500 companies. But I encourage you to Google this Eileen Collins, E-I-L-E-E-N, Collins. just an amazing woman and amazing accomplishments. And that's why NASA doesn't want to let Jeff Bezos and his brother Mark and this clown from Europe, Oliver, and this senior citizen, Wally Funk, they don't want to give them the wings because they're not real astronauts. They went up there, they played with a ball, they probably urinated in their pants. I don't know what the old lady was doing, but they were having fun. They were tourists. They weren't astronauts, and that's why NASA doesn't want to give them or permit them to have the astronaut wings, because you have to contribute to society. You have to do experiments while you're up there. You have to be productive. It's a working space flight, whereas Jeff Bezos' space flight was flight tourism. There was no experimentation. That's a big engine. Big engine. We're on the outskirts, right on the outskirts of the airport, Bringstone Airport here in Austin. So, and the last thing, just a note, I know this is probably going on too long because I don't know how to pronounce anything. I don't know how to speak. 1973, Lee Marvin and Ernest Borgnine. If you're a Lee Marvin fan and an Ernest Borgnine fan, check out a film that got very bad ratings. But I liked it because anything Ernest Borgnine is in, or Lee Marvin, it's called I hope I'm not going to get molested here. I see some police coming up. They're going to roll up on me, and hopefully everything will be just fine. Stand by. How are you? I have a YouTube channel. My name's Brian Holtzman.
Okay.
I'm transferring from Los Angeles. That's why I was here today. So I like to just show the VA.
Okay. I got you. All right.
Okay, thank you, sir. You can't be too careful today. There's a lot of people that are playing with half a deck, a lot of dented cans out there, and I want to thank that security policeman, the VA police, for taking the time to investigate what I was doing, what I'm doing. Safety first. Anyway, so this movie is called Emperor of the North. It's about a train. Ernest Borgnine is the conductor on this train, and he's trying to keep all these hobos, Lee Marvin, off the train. Now, it got terrible reviews, but that's what reviewers do. They don't like anything. But Ernest Borgnine and Lee Marvin, and you don't like the movie? That's how nuts these film reviewers are. So I just want to recommend that one, 1973, Lee Marvin and Ernest Borgnine. And you'll love it. Emperor of the North, 1973, before special effects, before green screens, before magic. Anyway, so let me recap quickly, and then I want to show you a little bit of the VA and close this out. And go get some speech lessons. Maybe I got something growing in my brain. I don't know. Tragedy, 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 tragedy. Why is that so difficult? Anyway, 1903, the first Model A. 1967, the raid on the illegal gambling establishment. You can find out more about the details of this 5-day riot in Detroit. 1999, Eileen Collins, astronaut Collins, becomes the first woman to command a space shuttle flight. Truly a remarkable individual. I'm probably forgetting a lot of things I want to say about this woman, but oh my God, do I respect this woman. Holy cow. And of course, Lee Marvin and Ernest Borgnine in a movie called Emperor of the North. Holy cow, that was a difficult one. Geez, I couldn't say the word tragedy. I couldn't say anything. So I'm gonna lift up my tripod and I'm gonna just give you a nice view of the VA. God, I can't even close the tripod. Okay, there it is. Let me put it on the wide screen, and it's beautiful. And I tell you, Everything in Texas, I've only been here since February, but I've noticed everything is, this building was, I think they told me, 1972. If you can believe that. 1972. It looks like the construction has just ended yesterday. It looks brand new. You can eat off the floor inside. They were very, very nice to me. And I registered with them, so maybe I can get some medical attention here while I'm in Austin if I need it. I should go in and get a CAT scan and ask them why I can't pronounce tragedy. And so these are all the flags of all the service and the American flags, just very nice. And now I got to put this down and hold this. Oh, gee, I got my chalk. I had to have the chalk because it's so windy here. And what I'll do is I'll just walk up. You can hear the jets from the adjoining airfield. But let me think if I forgot anything about that astronaut lady. She was just unbelievable. So smart. You got to be a mathematician. You've got to be a mechanic. You've got to be cool under pressure. You've got to be physically fit. You've got to know how to fly. Imagine that. She did the first, what is it? Not belly flip, back flip. Anyway, no one has ever done that in a space shuttle in space, but it had to be done. The bottom of the belly of the space shuttle had to be examined for tile damage because of the preceding disaster of Columbia, which was a horrible, I think we lost a total of 2 space shuttles. One disintegrated over Texas coming back. And then the first one, that was the one, I think, yeah. The space titles, and the first one was the ring, the O-ring was freezing, and it lost its, here's another word I'm gonna butcher. It lost its, it lost its rubber bandish, and it was frozen, and that leaked. That caused a big problem. But she was a pilot for. She was a pilot for, here's some new construction across the way. Texas is big and spread out. And here it is, this is where I am. There you go. I hope you can see that. I can't see it. With the sunlight being as bright as it is. So she was just, this is the facility. And yeah, like I was saying, everything in Texas, and there's the truck. There's the truck. Bungee cord, it closed. That bungee cord is, there is a locking mechanism. I gotta pick up this. Oh, jeez. I got this heavy chalk to weigh down the tripod. So she had to do I don't want to take my notes out again. I keep butchering this astronaut piece. But she was great. You got to Google it yourselves at home. It's real easy. You just go there and you just find out about amazing things that have happened in history and amazing people, talented, educated, smart people. I don't have to tell you how much I love smart people. And that's it. I'm going to close it out here. Oh, the breeze is nice now. Now it feels a little bit about here. As long as you get out of this direct sun, you're okay. So I'm going to close it here. I hope you enjoyed today's choppy presentation. I guess it's a successful presentation if the tripod doesn't get blown over. And thank you for all your service, all the veterans, past, present, and deceased.